there is something many of us quietly forget. Happiness is not always something grand. It does not always arrive in the form of a beautiful house, or a high salary, or the moment when everything finally falls into place. We often imagine happiness as a destination, something waiting for us at the end of effort, struggle, and achievement. But the truth is, happiness is often much smaller than that, so small that we pass by it every day without noticing. And then one day, when we are tired, truly tired, we suddenly realize we have walked through so many peaceful moments without ever allowing ourselves to feel them. Modern life moves like a relentless wheel. We wake up not with stillness but with noise already inside our minds, things left unfinished, plans not yet complete, expectations waiting, pressure building. We tell ourselves we must do better, be faster, achieve more. And so we run. We run faster, we push harder, we carry more. Until one quiet moment, often unexpected, we stop. And in that stillness, we feel the weight inside us. Not because life is too difficult, but because somewhere along the way, we forgot how to notice what is gentle. Think about a simple moment you've lived before. After a long day, your body feels heavy, your mind is still tangled in numbers, deadlines, unfinished conversations. You open the door, and suddenly, your child runs toward you. A bright smile, small footsteps, a warm embrace, a simple voice, "Dad, you're home." Nothing extraordinary, and yet something softens inside you. The exhaustion doesn't disappear completely, but it loosens its grip. That moment, quiet, unremarkable to the outside world, is deeply healing. That is happiness. It does not announce itself. It does not demand attention, but it restores something within you. Or perhaps it is even simpler. You sit down, and someone you love asks gently, "Were you tired today?" It is just a question, but behind it, there is care, there is presence, there is a quiet reminder that you do not have to carry everything alone. Sometimes being seen, being understood, is enough to make the heart feel lighter. There are moments like this with our parents too. You don't need long conversations, just seeing them, their familiar presence in a place that feels like home. A glance, a small gesture, a quiet understanding that does not need words. And in that moment you realize, no matter how far you go, there is still somewhere you belong. That is a deep kind of happiness, one that sits quietly, but runs very deep. Even in the workplace, a place often filled with pressure and urgency, happiness still exists in small forms. A colleague placing a hand on your shoulder. You're almost there, someone helping you without being asked. A look of understanding when you feel overwhelmed. These moments are easy to overlook, but they matter. They remind you that you are not fighting alone. Outside in everyday life, a neighbor smiles at you in the morning, a familiar face greets you with a simple hello, a security guard nods in recognition. These gestures seem ordinary, but if you pause long enough to notice, they carry warmth. They quietly tell you the world is not as cold as it sometimes feels. There are also moments of solitude. You sit with a cup of coffee, no interruptions, no demands, no urgency pressing against you, just silence, just presence, and in those few quiet minutes, your mind begins to breathe again. You begin to return to yourself, or even simpler still, finishing something small, listening to a song that understands you, enjoying a good meal, falling into a deep, restful sleep. These are not extraordinary achievements, but they are pieces of happiness. We just rarely call them by that name. The problem is not that life lacks happiness. The problem is, we keep searching for it in distant places. We build conditions for happiness. I'll be happy when I succeed. I'll be happy when I earn more. I'll be happy when everything is stable. But happiness does not wait for perfection, and if we cannot appreciate what is small today, even the biggest achievements tomorrow will still feel incomplete, because happiness is not something you gain by adding more. It is something you discover by noticing more, noticing that you still have people who love you, you still have your health, you still have chances, time, and moments that are yours. Noticing that an ordinary day, a completely ordinary day, is already something precious. Life does not need to be perfect to be meaningful. You do not need to be strong all the time. You do not need to prove your worth to the world every day. Sometimes, you just need to slow down, look a little closer, feel a little deeper, and you will begin to see life is not as heavy as you thought. It only felt that way because you were carrying it too fast. But there is something important to remember. Being yourself does not mean forgetting how to care for others. Sometimes we say, I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. But in that honesty, we become impatient. We become harsh. We hurt the people closest to us. If your truth causes pain to those who love you, then perhaps it is not truth alone, but something that needs reflection. Happiness is not only about how you feel inside, it is also about the energy you bring into the lives around you. So be yourself, but grow into a better version of yourself. A version that listens more, that reacts less, that appreciates more deeply, that loves more thoughtfully. You do not need to change your entire life overnight. Just begin with small shifts. Tomorrow, smile a little more. Say thank you and mean it. Spend real time with your family, even if it's brief. Notice the things you once ignored. And slowly, you will realize happiness is not something you have to chase. It has been there all along, hidden in ordinary moments, waiting to be seen. When you learn to notice these small things, your heart becomes lighter. Life does not stop being busy. You still work, you still strive, you still chase your goals. But something changes within you. You are no longer being carried away by everything, because you know, amid all the movement, you still have places to return to, people to love, moments that gently heal you. Life is not a competition to see who is happier. It is a journey where you learn how to feel happiness in your own way. So, do not wait until everything is perfect to allow yourself peace. Do not wait until you succeed to allow yourself joy. Begin now, with a smile, with a kind word, with a quiet moment of slowing down. Because sometimes, the smallest things carry the greatest power. They make life softer and more meaningful. One ordinary day at a time.